and welcome to Cultural Apologists React for today, August 29th, 2024. This is an AI-generated podcast and can make mistakes. Use it for generating possible ideas, but don't rely on it as an authoritative guide to the day's news or to the details of cultural apologetics. In the news today, Pavel Durov, CEO of messaging app Telegram, has been charged by French authorities for allegedly allowing criminal activity on the platform, including the spread of child sexual images and other illicit content. He was detained at a Paris airport but released on €5 million bail after agreeing to report to police twice a week. The charges have sparked debate over free speech and government censorship, with Telegram claiming it abides by EU laws and its moderation is within industry standards. So how might we think about this story from the standpoint of cultural apologetics? In the story of Pavel Durov's charges for allegedly allowing criminal activity on Telegram, a more profound narrative emerges when viewed through the lens of Flannery O Connor's exploration of moral ambiguity in her work, particularly in Wise Blood and A Good Man is Hard to Find. The central thesis of this commentary is that the tension between free speech and government censorship in Durov's case serves as a microcosm for the universal struggle between individual autonomy and the societal need for moral accountability, echoing O'Connor's depiction of characters torn between their own desires and the constraints of their communities. The first section of this argument delves into the parallels between Durov's predicament and O'Connor's character Hazel Motes from Wise Blood. Both Durov and Hazel embody a sense of self-imposed exile, existing on the fringes of society while simultaneously attempting to shape it according to their visions. For Hazel, this manifests as a warped form of Christianity. For Durov, it is the creation of Telegram, a platform that prides itself on being a bastion of free expression. However, just as Hazel's actions are ultimately revealed to be morally bankrupt, Durov's alleged allowance of criminal activity on his platform calls into question the true nature of his crusade for unfettered speech. This dichotomy highlights O'Connor's notion that our pursuit of individual freedom can often lead us down a path of moral compromise. The second section expands upon this idea by examining how the societal expectations placed upon Durov mirror those experienced by O'Connor's character, Mrs. Turpin, in Revelation. Both characters are confronted with the consequences of their actions, and both respond with a mix of defensiveness and introspection. Just as Mrs. Turpin is forced to reevaluate her own moral biases after being humbled by a stranger, Durov's charges prompt him, and by extension Telegram, to reassess its stance on free speech versus accountability. This serves as a testament to O'Connor's assertion that our encounters with others have the power to challenge and transform us, often in ways we least expect. The tension between individual expression and societal responsibility is underscored here, as both Durov and Mrs. Turpin grapple with the notion that their actions have repercussions beyond their own desires. The final section of this argument delves into the implications of O'Connor's themes on the broader debate surrounding free speech and government censorship. The fact that Durov was released on bail after agreeing to report to police twice a week suggests that even in the midst of moral ambiguity, there is always room for compromise and accountability. This resonates with O'Connor's exploration of redemption in her work. Just as her characters often find themselves on a path towards salvation despite their flaws, Durov's case serves as a reminder that our pursuit of freedom must be balanced by a recognition of our responsibility to the greater good. Ultimately, this commentary posits that the story of Pavel Durov's charges offers a nuanced exploration of the human condition, one that echoes O'Connor's masterful portrayal of moral complexity and the universal quest for balance between individual autonomy and societal accountability. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Cultural Apologists React. Be sure to come back tomorrow for a new take on the day's news from the standpoint of Christian cultural apologetics.